This one's for you, Anthony Bourdain. Oh.
Good morning, Vietnam!
It is a beautiful and steamy day here in Hanoi. It is our first full day.
We're currently in the old quarter right now, about to grab some breakfast. Gonna be having some steamy hot pho. It's a Friday morning, the scooters are out.
Very excited to explore this hectic city, and without further ado, let's go.
Okay, I'm pretty excited, best friend, because we are here at Phở Hà. Please forgive us if we pronounce anything wrong. Our Vietnamese is not up to standard, but from the name, they specialize in pho. We got our food. It's looking mighty, mighty glorious. We got the classic pho. This one's just like chicken noodle soup. And then this one over here, which we've never had before, is their phở gà tròn. And they also have chicken sticky rice. And then we also got their cuốn, which is like these fried bread dough, iced tea for kuya, and kumquat or calamansi tea for me. I believe you can season it as you go. There's a whole bunch of different condiments, from like vinegar, the citrus, chilies, and fish sauce. But I want to try it by itself first. Chicken. Ooh. Oh yeah, that on its own is a pretty good chicken broth. Oh, that just feels so comforting. It's still very like clear and simple. Rice noodles and the chicken jackie. Yum, yum, yum. I'm loving the herbs in here as well. Adds like another level of flavor, which goes really well with like a very simple broth. And then cuốn, you just dip it in. It's nice. It's like a little bit doughy. The outside itself is like fried, but it's not super crispy, so it must have been like sitting out a little bit. The broth, it just absorbs it. Oh yeah, you gotta let it soak in there to really let it absorb. I quite like that.
All right, digging into my one. Obviously, it's a bit more of a dry noodle. It's got the sauce at the bottom, which the noodles have rightfully already soaked. And as with the chicken as well, they do chop it up fresh. And I love how glossy the skin looks when on display. So I'm just gonna get some. It's already soaked it in a bit. It's got some crispy onions and whatnot. I think it's just like a soy seasoning, which is quite effective. Gives it that oomph of flavor that the chicken pho doesn't have. I'll get some of the chicken. I won't season it, but I think it is kumquat or citrus, I don't know. Give it some extra bursts, maybe some chili. Let's not be too hubristic. And I think this is some sort of vinegar with some garlic. If I'm doing this wrong, Vietnamese people, tell me off. And then some mixy mix. Let's go. Yes, sir. That low-key made it like a million times better. The punches of citrusy acidity and vinegary acidity. You can definitely tell it's got a garlicky kick as well, because there's like some pickled garlic in it. We're in the stools, Yambi. We're down, we're doing the squats. My butt is starting to hurt, but that is exactly what we want. And Yambi's behind the fan, which is very handy, because it is hella humid today. What a dream. It still kind of feels unreal that we're in Hanoi right now, but we're here, we're in the streets, enjoying life.
Okay, I'm pretty excited for this. This is their soy ga. Ga means chicken, which makes sense why it's on most of the menu items. But ooh, look at that. It's just like filled with like soy sauce, chicken, some crispy garlic.
Stupid English.
There we go. Ooh. Okay. Those crispy onions are doing something to me. I just love the texture of sticky rice. You know, it's sticky. There's a little bit of a chew going on with that soft chicken, but like the addition of the crispy onions.
Also to the toika, I'll add some more chili sauce actually, and some of the soy sauce that she added. Also, us Filipinos, we just love putting every sauce known to man into your dish. Truly does transform it into a completely different dish. But now, it's time to endure the heat yet again, and on to some sightseeing. Yay! Alright, Yambi, here we are. I am so glad it is overcast today because it's currently 34 degrees. I do not know how I would be able to stand the heat here, but we are finally here at the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. As you know, Ho Chi Minh is the national hero of Vietnam. I was telling this to Yami when we were on our way to our airport. What I've noticed, I guess this is compared to the Philippines, there is absolutely zero like celebrity endorsements and billboards and stuff, but there is one face that you will see everywhere here in Hanoi, and that is of Ho Chi Minh. But yes, this is a sprawling park with his mausoleum literally just over there. I believe you can actually visit his body, his very well preserved body, but I heard there were rumors that it's actually a fake because apparently bodies, even though embalmed and well preserved, don't actually last that long.
Also, just note, if you are visiting, there is a security checkpoint, so make sure you don't have any weapons on you. But if you have like even a Swiss Army knife, you will have to store it somewhere outside. So that's what Kuya AG had to do. He had a little Swiss Army knife. So let's hope that it's still there later. What is this, Singapore? Foreshadowing. Chief superiority.
We got it back, best friend. We got the Swiss Army knife. It would have been a shame to lose this because it was actually my dad's gift to me. So don't want to lose this precious boy.
Okay, yet another coffee pit stop here at Extra Shot Please Coffee Bar. I mean, you know, the heat is really getting to us and we love our Vietnamese iced coffees. So we're here. It's a very cute and quaint coffee shop. Like while you're kind of walking in the main road, you kind of have to go into like a alleyway. So in a way, it's almost like a hidden gem. But we're here and it's quite a modern spot, which I'm really, really vibing with. But I'm actually just looking over to my right and they actually have a bunch of different awards, like a National Brewers Cup Award, a Barista Champion. So, you know, they're really quite the brew masters. We just got a couple drinks, nothing too crazy. Obviously, some Vietnamese coffee. I'm pretty excited.
For my one, I got their white coffee, which is basically condensed milk, and coffee. This isn't espresso based, this is fin based, which is their traditional way of brewing coffee. It's like those little like metal cylinders, which kind of like drip coffee, I think. So, time to mix. Oh yes, sir. What am I, a bartender? What is this? You can immediately feel in your mouth the velvety consistency from that condensed milk. Condensed milk and coffee, one of the greatest combos known to mankind. And even though it's not espresso based, it is still quite strong. So the coffee flavor really punches through both the condensed milk and the milk as well. Perfectly balanced of bitter and sweet. Love me some Vietnamese coffee.
I got this salted coffee. Comes with coffee on the bottom and that iconic salted creamy foam on top. I don't want to mix it like all the way through so that I can still get the separation of like flavors of the coffee and then the cream. Mainly just cream. There we go. When you taste like the salted cream first, it's like this one is a little bit more salty. So when you have it by itself, you're like, oh, salt. But then when you actually like mix it in with the coffee, it just works really, really well. So if you just mix that in a little bit more. That coffee is quite strong in a good way. So it really balances that out with that sweet and salty, sweet and salty.
All right, hello, we're back in Train Street, but during the day. You'll notice there is Train Street, but obviously like a railway goes quite a far distance. So there's a bunch of different areas on Train Street. We were at Train Street yesterday during the night, and this is a bit more southern part. There's so many shops that are literally just the same, but it's always nice, you know, walking on the train is always quite a unique experience, even though the train isn't gonna come for a while. But I think just looking from the vibes right now, I would much prefer it to go to Train Street during the night because it's a bit more rowdy and yes, touristy, but the vibes are indeed on. But here, I'm quite happy just walking along the Rieles for now and appreciating that I can, in fact, do something that would be illegal in Auckland and would definitely make some sort of news, low-level news article on the New Zealand Herald. All right, redemption from the Obama Buncha. It was fine, but you know, it just was a bit of a rush yesterday, so we find ourselves here on the stools yet again at Buncha Kwa Hang. But firstly, it is searing hot. Bia Hanoi. Oh gosh, this one's for you, Anthony Bourdain. Oh yeah. That's some good stuff. So what we've got down here, so there was just like a massive stack in their preparation area. But you know, we got the rice noodles, we got the patties, grilled to absolute perfection with some slices of pork and green papaya, and of course the greens. And we also got some nemran, which are these chunky spring rolls. Shout out Obama, Barack Obama. Let's put some noodles down and some of the some mint. I'd love that. Some lettuce and coriander and some perilla. And let's, in Barack Obama's words, I shall do what's appropriate and add some chili. There we go. And some of the magical ginger, garlic I mean, and vinegar. There. I believe it's like wrapped in also like the beetle leaf, which is pretty interesting. Yum. The beetle leaf adds a beautiful nutty mintiness to that very, very meaty patty. And I just love the sweet savory flavor of the sauce and the chilies. I can feel the heat creeping up. What I'll do, I'll get this pork belly-ish looking strip. That's just great. I believe rightful redemption from last night. The char is amazing, and the rice noodles as well. Just do the perfect job to soak up everything. I just love the freshness that contrasts the grilled, smoky char of this. Habash.
Okay, next up we got these like Vietnamese style spring rolls, and these are quite the chunky boys. I didn't realize how big they were gonna be, but as you can see that they are just generously filled with like some mince meat, some mung beans, I believe, some vegetables, and then it's like wrapped and fried. Okay, I'll just try it by itself first. The crust on the outside is like very light, a little bit flaky, and the inside is this kind of like bunch of vegetables like mung beans, maybe some noodles in there. I will say the taste is quite like plain, so little dippy dip. I don't know if you're meant to do that, but I'm going to do that anyway because I want more flavor. I definitely like it with the dipping sauce to just add more of like a salty, savory flavor. I do quite like how it's a bit different and a bit more lighter in flavor, especially when we're having a lot of like smoky meats.
All right, so that was a great bun cha experience. My butt do be sore. We do be working overtime with those plastic stools, but that's the experience that we want. So we're currently just walking along the old quarter, the very, very charming old quarter full of colonial architecture, as well as very nice and quaint shop houses and souvenirs and restaurants as well. I do love the old, very cute buildings. Look at that. Nice colonial architecture, old and new and rundown and renovated. You got all sorts, but it's so charming just walking down, getting lost and tangled amongst the number of scooters and non-existent sidewalks. But speaking of which, but that's the experience that you want. So we're just gonna head back to the hotel, maybe get some rest before we get some dessert or coffee before dinner.
Good afternoon, Vietnam. Just had a rest up at the hotel, took yet another shower, and we're ready for some coffee. Okay, after a 20-minute walk, we are here at Engels for a coffee pit stop, but this place is more than just Vietnamese coffee. They are very much described as like selling typical like Hanoi traditional style drinks. So they have coffee, but they also have like teas, fruit drinks, and a few other little sweet treats. It's a pretty unique looking menu. I mean, the menu itself, like, look at that graphic design, come on, can't in. But from the name, it's Engels, and you're probably wondering, why is it called that? Over there is Frederick Engels, who, if you didn't know, was a lifelong friend of Karl Marx. And if you're wondering, why does that name sound familiar? That's because Karl Marx was the pioneer of the Marxist movement. You know, they're pretty relevant in Vietnam being a Marxist and Leninist state. But yeah, the cafe itself is pretty cool. It has this traditional interior, like you can really feel like you're kind of being taken back in time. They also have like an upstairs section, but we're here downstairs. Okay, I'm very excited for yet another refreshing beveragino cappuccino. Very cute and dainty. This is their milk coffee. You know, comes with ice, a cute little cup. Pinkies up, everyone. Yeah, I appreciate that this one is like strong, but in a good way. A little bit of sweetness, but the main beans that they use here is Robusta, which is also the main coffee type that they use in Vietnam. There's also Arabica, and it is very strong. Comes a little cookie. Little dainty cookie with a little dainty little mug. Nice crunchy. And then for their little sweet treat options, we got their sweet bean cake. I like that. I like that. It's like a very mild sweetness, a little bit powdery, but it doesn't feel chalky. It kind of like slowly melts in your mouth.
In a rare twist of fate, I didn't get the coffee because I had to change it up and get some of their seasonal and traditional fruit juices. But I got this Draconto melon juice, which apparently is real traditional around these parts. It is quite the scorcher of a day, so. How interesting. It almost approaches a citrus because it's quite tangy. I don't know what melon tastes like that. That is very good. Oh. Oh. Is this? I'm gonna. Oh. I can actually eat it. It's like if an apricot was citrusy. That's. I don't know if you're meant to eat it, but I will do it anyway. Yummy. And then this is their mulberry yogurt. Definitely like on the thinner sides of yogurt, but it looks refreshing regardless. And there's the mulberries. That's like such summer vibes indeed. Yummy. A lot of yogurts are a bit thicker than this, but this is quite luscious and refreshing nonetheless. It's a good balance between tart and creamy. This place is probably new. 2 Google reviews as of this moment. Looks like a museum, feels like you're eating in a museum, and the drinks are excellent. Come here, guys. You guys gotta.
Well, isn't it our old friend, the boat? The boating is back. Just when we thought, excuse me? Just when we thought we weren't gonna do any boating in this trip, I stand corrected. The boating is back.
There we go, man.
Yeah. I just realized we're both a bit too. Oh yeah, it's not as bad. And then, I don't know. I'm like, why does it feel like this is too short for us? Well.
From Madrid to Lake Kawaguchiko in Mount Fuji, and now we find ourselves here in Southeast Asia, Hanoi, Vietnam, with our favorite touristy activity, and if it isn't, boating.
We are so
The mighty
freaking
Swan
back, guys. We're so
as our
back.
steeds. How great is this? You know, you've got the glittering urban city lights, the soft swooshing of the fountains, and of course the distant hum of the army of scooters.
Is it really a Locavore trip if you don't do some form of boating?
Exactly. It was quite expensive. It was 100K dong but it was for an hour. Pedal, best friend.
Faster,
Pedal,
faster, faster,
faster,
faster. Go. Now what?
Can't really appreciate this breeze from this low altitude. Let me just, I am free.
No.
Just live, laugh, loving it.
If it wasn't for Singapore Airlines, we wouldn't be in this very Swan boat.
All right, Yanbi, it is absolutely humid, but we came in clutch. Would you look at that? The fan is right there by our table. But we are here in the district of Nusa. And why we're here is because a very special dish was created here, and it's called Phở Cuốn, which is basically rice paper rolls. Also, there's one strip where it's like they close it to pedestrians and we're all eating in the street. There's Phở Cuốn 31, which is that restaurant over there. and this is Pok 140, so they're right next to each other.
I didn't want to go to 31 because the staff was a bit more pushy. I was like, please stay away from me. I have social anxiety.
But we're here at in a slap to their face on the opposite competing restaurant. I'm very excited. Let's eat. All right, before we get into today's proceedings, new beer unlocked, 333. I've been having Hanoi beer so far, but let's ASMR. Ooh. Cheers. Ah, yeah. That's good. So what we've got here is the pokwan, the rice rolls. And here, low-key, I'm a bit more excited for this one. This is Phở Chien Phong, which is deep fried pho cut in pieces with a slurry of beef and mustard leaves, I think. I mean, look at these fried pillows. Kind of reminds me of when you fry like shrimp crackers, it just puffs up into something a million times its original size. I'll try it by itself first. Yeah, it's like an in-between of a rice cracker and fried bread. You can still kind of feel like the spongy pho noodle on the inside, which is quite good. I'll try it with some of the beef and some of the mustard. But also, because it is fried, I feel like it goes really well with some beer. Yeah, I mean the beef is like simply seasoned mustard greens. It's just a green flavor, but it's just a combination of everything that I'm very, very much enjoying. And there's also some onions here. Also, I'll try this. I'm not sure what it actually is. If you're meant to like, is that? All right, it looks like some sort of like, oh, why is there tissue on it? Looks like some sort of chili oil. Definitely leveled it up. It's that chili sauce pick.
Okay, next up is their Pho Quan roll. So this one is a rice paper roll and it's filled with beef. They have different fillings that you can choose from. Comes in a beautiful pile of them. Almost like a recorder. Did anyone have those memories of learning recorder and not getting into the advanced recorder performance group because you couldn't play a specific note? Just me. Anyways, it comes with this dipping sauce. Little tunnel vision for you. That is quite nice. It's a nice contrast from the fried, like, heavy sauces to this more fresh roll. I do appreciate that this comes with the dipping sauce to add more of that salty, slightly funky fish sauce flavor, which I really enjoyed in the trip. Yeah, you get that soft rice roll, a little bit of this crunch and freshness from the lettuce, and a little bit of meat, some kumquat tea. This has been my go-to bev so far. It's so nice and refreshing. It's a little bit tangy, not too sweet. I love it.
Before we cap off the night, we thought we'd get a nightcap at Lang Tang Bar, which was just around the corner from dinner. It's a popular bar with the inside being moody and intimate with vinyl players and a very open view of the master bartenders, but the outside comes alive with people filling the seats to drink some refreshing cocktails in the balmy Hanoi night air. In predictable fashion, Eliana got a tequila-based Mango Rita, which was a spicy tequila cocktail that was everywhere from savory, sweet, spicy, and tangy. While I was feeling adventurous and got their Kom No Kom, it literally says hidden ingredient, so I had no idea what was in it, but I was getting some sweet pandan nose on this one. Very glad I got this.
All right, we end our Friday night. The people are dining out in droves, but what another successful but sweaty eating day here in Hanoi.
We just absolutely loved eating our way through Hanoi, especially being by those street side food spots. Such a special experience for us.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that food is so celebrated here in the city from the streets alone, and I cannot wait to explore more tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching another one of our food and travel videos live from the West Lake from Hanoi, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.